All right, here's a question from Casey. Casey says, a question for YouTube. I've had anorexia for a little over 10 years, which at some point also morphed into orthorexia. The orthorexic tendencies died down a lot and I'm eating unrestricted. My thing is though that I do not crave or ever want unhealthy things, quotes around that. I've eaten vegetarian and healthy for so long that I genuinely enjoy it. And I eat what I want. I eat pizza, etc. when I want it, but seldom want Chick-fil-A, fast food, chips, etc. Things that are deemed unhealthy. Do you think I should try and eat these foods anyway? Is it normal not to want those types of foods? If I want them, I eat them, so I don't think it's restriction. I just generally don't desire unhealthy types of foods. Short answer is yes, Casey. Sometimes when you, especially with orthorexia, when you haven't eaten foods for such a long time, you don't really crave them because it's almost like you completely forgot they exist. But you might find that you've got some mental hunger around those foods, and the mental hunger around those foods can be wondering whether you like them or whether you don't crave them, just any sort of thinking around those foods. But even if you don't have that, look, what we need to do in recovery is we need to get rid of any orthorexic tendencies, and that means that what you need to do is you need to eat those foods to prove the point, to be able to eat those foods. Because a balanced diet includes all types of food, and those types of foods are included. Where if you've had orthorexia, which you said that you have, then you can just about assume that your lack of desire to eat those foods is influenced by your orthorexia. Just assume that it is, and see what happens if you really started to eat those foods on a much more regular basis. I bet you'd find that you actually started to crave them, and that might be much to your horror, but there's where your orthorexia kicks in, isn't it? What have you got to lose? I promise you it's not going to do you any harm. So I would get out there, eat some Chick-fil-A, although I don't necessarily agree with them, their company, but because they're not open on a Sunday. Just kidding. Anyway, doesn't matter what it is. Fried chicken, not specific to a brand. There you go. All right, bye.